This video recipe is sponsored by Mozo, the shoes that serve. Hello, this is Chef John from foodwishes.com with black-eyed peas on rice. We're going to put the greens right in there with the pork. This is a New Year's Day classic traditional Southern specialty. If you eat pork on New Year's Day, they say you have great prosperity the rest of the year. And the black-eyed peas are included because they say they look like coins, which is really funny since they look absolutely nothing like coins. So I'm not sure what kind of legume-based economy they're talking about, but they don't look like coins to me. They look like black-eyed peas. And the greens represent cash. So here we go. We're going to take 1 pound of black-eyed peas, dry. We're going to soak those overnight, and they're going to swell up and soften. They are beautiful. In a heavy Dutch oven, I'm going to cook some bacon and a pound of neck bones. Right? Sometimes they use ham hock, sometimes they use pig's feet. So we're going to cook that on medium heat for about 5 minutes until some of that fat starts coming out of that bacon. We're going to put in a cup each celery, carrots, onions. And I like a lot of veggies in this. If it wasn't for the bacon and the pork necks, this would pretty much be vegetarian. And we're just going to saute that in that bacon fat for about 6-7 minutes, just till it softens a little bit. I'm going to add some nice chopped garlic, give that about a minute in there, and then we're going to add some liquid here. So we're going to add 6 cups of cold water, and to that we're going to add our pound of drained overnight soaked beans. And we're going to put that on high heat, bring that up to a simmer. I'm going to throw in a bay leaf, a little bit of cumin, some dry thyme, some cayenne, of course, some black pepper, but no salt. I've heard a lot of theories on salt in beans. If you cook it with salt from the beginning, it doesn't have as good a texture as if you put it in after. So what we're going to do here is we're going to simmer this for 45 minutes covered. So you want to turn the heat down to low. All right, so you bring it up to a simmer, cover it 45 minutes. We're going to take off the cover, and we're going to add some stuff. All right, we're going to add 1 can of those diced tomatoes that have the green chilies in it. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of salt. That's my preference. Okay, if you want to adjust that, of course. And then we're going to simmer that uncovered until it's done, which is going to be about another 40 minutes or so. In the meantime, we're going to take 1 big bunch of greens. I'm using kale. You can use Swiss chard, mustard greens, collard greens, etc. I'm going to pull out those ribs. All right, I'm going to tear it up in little pieces and just give it a good rinse. Now, when you take it out to put it in your black-eyed pea kettle, lift it out so you don't get sand in it. See, the sand's at the bottom, so if you just dump the water out, the sand's going to stick to the greens. I'm going to dice some smoked ham. So about 45 minutes later, that's what we got. It's getting thicker. It's kind of got like a gravy consistency. The beans aren't falling apart, but they're tender almost. I'm going to take out my neck bones, and of course, the meat is going to fall off the neck bones. There's not much meat on it, but what there is, it's good neck. So you want to get that neck meat back in there. We're going to throw in our diced ham, give it a stir. We're going to throw in our greens. Remember, lift it out of the water. Don't try to drain the water out. You'll never get all that sand out of there. We're going to put in our greens. We're going to push them down with a spoon into that hot mixture, and it's going to wilt. Now, here's where you got to decide how long to cook it based on your greens. Kale, Swiss chard, they cook pretty fast. I only cooked this about 10 minutes, and they were, it was tender enough for me. Some of the other greens, they're more bitter, they're thicker. You got to cook them longer. Okay, so you're going to have to adjust that yourself. And there we go. 10-15 minutes later, I had incredible black-eyed peas with greens, 3 kinds of pork. And by the way, I crunched the numbers on a spreadsheet. 3 kinds of pork, 3 times the prosperity. But who knows? I've been wrong before. I said, I've been wrong before. Thank you. Come on, pay attention. All right, and that's it. Put it on some rice. Eat that on New Year's Day. You won't believe the wealth and prosperity that comes to you this year. And you're going to say, hey, Chef John was right. What a great year. And it's all because of the black-eyed peas. Remember, you got to start the day before. You got to soak your beans. But give it a try. Go to the site. All the ingredients are there. And as always, Happy New Year and enjoy.